One take, one take. This is NBA One Take, featuring yours truly. NBA One Take for your head, NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you live, Brooklyn, New York. Happy Valentine's Day, and to everyone out there celebrating Valentine's and time to appreciate loved one and appreciation to family as well. You know, not just the person you're with, but also give appreciation to family, people you love. Just give it. I always say a lot of holidays can have a different meaning for others, and how you celebrate it, no matter how you feel about the holiday itself, can mean more. You always you could change it into a positive. That's how I always say. But it's Happy Valentine's Day, and like I said, to show appreciation and love. It's always not about the materialistic things. Simple gesture, I love you and thank you. That can go a long way, and especially also can help people feel that love towards someone. February 14, 2020. 2 games. There's only 2 games out there, so there's 2 games on the docket for me, as well as. So the first game was New Orleans Pelicans versus Oklahoma City Thunder, and in a losing effort, Mount Zion Williamson was just electrifying. He got 31 points, still shooting a high percentage. I don't know, when I see him get it and he darts to the basket, it's like he don't miss. And it was just proven last night. I just saw him bump and throw and threw Steven Adams like out his way. Now, Steven Adams is one of the strongest men in the league. Anybody will tell you that Steven Adams, he has that opening strength. You thinking the man is naturally a strong person from New Zealand. Just a very strong man. Zion just bumped him and he went flying. That doesn't happen every day. And Zion's he's just electrifying. All he's gonna get is better and better and better and better. But Danilo Gallinari had a good game too. Knocking down shots. And Dennis Schroeder had over 20 off the bench. I'm just seeing him, super sub, and I don't know, he got that 6-man. He got that 6-man thing. He's leading it for me. There's some others, but he's really doing it for me because he's coming there electrifying, playing on point, playing off ball with Chris Paul, closing out games. He's actually closing out some games where Billy Donovan and coaching staff feel very comfortable of having the ball in his hands in ISO situations and having him finish, as well as knocking down jump shots late. And Chris Paul trusts him as well. So those are key factors. So you got to really look at that, and Chris Paul and them get the win, and to go into the All-Star break as they're going to get a well-needed break for both teams too. And Brandon Ingram, he was out, still nurse injury. I think he wants to play the All-Star game. Brandon Ingram is very excited about that, so I think he will play. He's just very excited about being an all-star. He's put in a lots of work and got his extension. You know, he's very, very happy. So I see Brandon Ingram playing in that game, you know. So the Thunder gets the much needed win, and this is a good win for them as well. Pelicans, you know, they're trying to get to that 8th spot, and then taking losses, you know, it's not helping your case. But like it says, the second half of the season, after All-Star break, it's another season, and it's about trying to finish where you want to finish. The next game is powerhouse game, LA Clippers versus the Boston Celtics. And this was just one of the best games of the year. Just a real classic game. Guys going at it. Jayson Tatum, he had 39 points. A lot of times guarded by Kawhi Leonard, who could not really hold him because of his herky-jerky, you know, that half-step tease move that he does. It's like a stop. I think Kawhi had struggles with that, because if you don't really catch Tatum doing that move, you really have to scout how Jayson Tatum is going to do that. I mean, he's long enough to finish, but he does it a lot. And I remember even hearing live views saying, man, he's been doing that move since he was 11. Still didn't change. And I forgot, somebody else said that too. They said, well, Tatum played the same way since he was 11. He never changed his game. And he said, well, I think he responded, said, well, nobody stopped it and I'm here, so I'm going to continue to do it. But this game was great. It went to double OT. I mean, Lou Williams should, you know, he has issues with the refs. There was a play where he pump faked from the corner and nailed. It should have been a 4-point play. They waved it off and said it was on the floor. We got Shamet, Landry Shamet hit a clutch 3 for the Clippers. Paul George actually went out, didn't want to return due to injury. This should be a concern. I think Paul George's health should be a real concern for the Clippers, because you're going to need him. You're going to need him as an X factor. But Lou Williams, off the bench for the Clippers, at 35, he was killing. Harrell had 24. I mean, Kawhi Leonard had 28 and 11. But Lou Williams was down a stretch, doing just ISO situations as they did last year. And Boston had no problems. They had nothing. Even Marcus Smart, who had a great game with 31, his season high. And Gordon Hayward had his 20. It was just a really good, tightly contested game. And the Celtics get the big win. Huge win. And it just let you know the Celtics can win on any given night, man. Even Kemba Walker has 14. It was just a real big win for this team, and that's all you can say. You know, but also in other news, looked like KG is going to get his jersey retired in Boston. Kevin Garnett, this little something, got there in 2007. The trade in Minnesota, no matter what you feel about it, everyone says, you know, Kevin McHale did the Celtics a solid in doing that. You know, if you're going to trade KG, you're going to bring him to that Boston heritage. And he had affection for Kevin Garnett. So once he was off Minnesota, couldn't really put a great team around him due to just bad draft decisions and poor salary cap decisions and giving people certain contracts which they wasn't able to ever get themselves out of certain holes. So made the trade, got KG to Boston. Ray Allen was there via trade with Wally Zerbiak, and Paul Pierce actually wanted to leave Boston, but after the Ray Allen trade and they getting Kevin Garnett, and Garnett and them spoke, he was so excited, so happy, and Doc Rivers was excited too because they could put this team together. And they had RAJON Rondo, who was in his, after a rookie year, he was splitting time with Delonte West. They said, oh, he's good enough to start after having a strong second half of his rookie season. And you had Kendrick Perkins there. He was backing up for Al Jefferson for years, and said, no, he's good enough to start. KG was there, brought the culture, just brought a different culture there, just changed the culture. And gave it out there. You know, he was 32 when he got there, but he just knew. He just said, listen, he brought that intensity, he was clapping it up, and knew he was like at the end of his prime. They won the championship in 2008, beat my Lakers in 6 games. No, Kobe tried, man. It was tough. That series was tough because you got Kevin Garnett chirping and saying Pau Gasol is soft, and Pau Gasol was kind of scared, and it was really intense series. And Kevin Garnett, that's what he brought there. He didn't have to win Finals MVP. He said he just wanted the title, and when he was won, screaming, I felt it. You don't know how pissed off I was, because I wanted Kobe to get that championship so bad, because beating the Celtics to get the title, that makes you a legend as a Laker. But Kevin Garnett, he's crying, everything is possible, telling his journey and everything he had to go through growing up and everything like that. He crying, man. He wanted to give his ring to Bill Russell for always talking to him throughout the season, telling him, you remind me of me. And it was just really emotional. But that's what Kevin Garnett brought. Changed the entire culture. Till this day, the culture's actually changed because of him. So just congrats to the Celtics for honoring KG. Wasn't a long career. I think he spent 6 seasons with them. So it wasn't long, but his impact will always be, I think, remembered, because man, he gave his all, man. He gave it everything with them, man. You know, the Celtics, they have, they could always just be appreciative of that, and as well as the fans. And, you know, congrats to KG. You know, you deserve it. And, yeah. And this is NBA One Take. This is Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.